Joining us now is David Fink. He represented the city of Detroit in this matter. How serious is it when a federal judge refers an attorney for potential disbarment? I know this is a rare and extreme act. I mean, sanctions of any kind for an attorney are a rare thing. This level of sanction is a big deal, which the judge took pains to explain in her ruling. When this happens, forgive me for not knowing this, and I poked around today sort of trying to find and I figure out, and I couldn't get a clear answer. When an attorney gets referred for disbarment like this, do they actually tend to get disbarred? That would effectively kick them out of the legal profession. It would be a huge deal.
There aren't any statistics on the likely outcome because this is so rare. It's really extraordinary, but it was right in this case. It's extraordinary. The judge issued a series of sanctions, very important ones. The first one, of course, as you noted, was paying the attorney fees for the city and the state because the public shouldn't have had to pay to defend these ridiculous claims. But that sanction isn't the most important one. The judge also ordered these 9 attorneys, every one of them, to take continuing legal education in election law because they obviously didn't understand election law before they filed these cases, and to take continuing legal education in the proper kind of pleadings that you're allowed to file. But most importantly, as you focused, the judge did something that's very, very rare. She's reporting all 9 of these attorneys to the Michigan Attorney Grievance Commission and to the disciplinary authorities of the states that the out-of-state attorneys came from. This sends a critically important message. It tells lawyers that they don't have the right to just say or do anything they want. That's not what the privilege of practicing law is about. As an attorney, we're subject to rules, we're subject to statutes, and we are subject to a set of ethics and rules of civility. And all of these lawyers violated those rules and those ethics, and they'll answer for it.
What you contended, and I was fascinated to see, the judge explicitly agreed tonight, was that this case was brought by the Trump lawyers not to seriously contend with any real legal issue, but for a different purpose, for what you and the judge agreed was an improper purpose. The improper purpose was to not to try to win a lawsuit, not to try to address some sort of legal wrong somewhere, but to fuel efforts being undertaken outside the courtroom to undermine the government, to undermine democracy, to try to force Trump back into power. The judge agrees with you that that's what this lawsuit was for. My question to you, stepping back from this a little bit, is do you think this lawsuit and the others like it actually did contribute to those efforts? Do you think they actually did contribute to, for example, the violence on January 6th or any of the other, frankly, ongoing efforts to try to reinstate Trump as president, even though he lost the election?
No question about it. There's absolutely no question about it. They used the federal courts to broadcast lies. They used the federal courts to tell stories that weren't true and to try to give credence to the hysterical rantings of those who pretended they knew something about the way the election had gone forward. There is no question that these lawsuits, and this lawsuit in particular, fueled the flames, fueled the fire of the insurrection that we saw on January 6th. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. And it's very disappointing that any lawyer would do that. And it's very gratifying that a federal judge has said those lawyers now must answer for what they did. They don't get to just say, we filed a lawsuit, we didn't get what we wanted, now we're going home. They did get what they wanted. They spread lies, they gave credence to things that weren't true. And now Judge Parker has sent a critically important message, not just to these lawyers, but to the whole world, that this lawsuit was a fraud, that this lawsuit perpetrated lies, and that the people who perpetrate lies like that have to do more than just pay the attorney fees for the other side. Their bar cards are in jeopardy now. Hopefully some of these people will, maybe all of them, will suffer the real sanction of not being able to practice law anymore, because frankly, they shouldn't be.